How about now? You guys seeing and hearing me? Never seen this issue before. This is brand new for me. Very interesting. Why am I having these problems? What's going on, Kevin? Can you guys see or hear me? I'm not sure what the issue is here. Can you see me, Kevin? That's the question. Can you see me? Okay, great. So you guys can all see me. So sorry about that technical difficulty there. Can't see myself, which is a little weird. So yeah, sorry about that. You guys are all joining here. Give everybody a couple of minutes to kind of trickle in. Hey, what's going on, Noel Pritchett? I know who that is. What's going on? Nice to see you joining in. Bruno, what's going on, Bruno Suarez? Kevin, hey, Kevin. Juan Carlos, what is this channel about? Is it sort of like After Prison Show, but the dude doesn't know how to work the camera and isn't as funny? It's exactly what you just said, asshole. Somebody send you back to prison ASAP. Sean, what's going on, Sean? Roger Evans, welcome. All right, guys. So today we're talking about, today's my 6-year anniversary. 6 years ago today, I was making the drive to Colman Federal Prison. And ironically enough, one of my clients, a guy named Casey, is actually self-surrendering today to Colman Federal Prison. And it's a completely different world, self-surrendering in 2020 amidst COVID. So, I don't envy anybody getting ready to go into the prison system right now with all of the chaos going on. And I was just texting with his mother, and I know she's terrified for him. They got to go through the whole quarantine process, dealing with all of that. And we're going to talk about the struggles of, overcoming objections and overcoming obstacles, because going through this, part of the battle is, what's next? What are you going to do after prison? And many people that's a realistic fear. A lot of individuals, it's definitely going to be harder for some than others. Some of you will get out and you'll kind of, you'll have a place to live. You maybe still have your home. A lot of you going in though, you may not have those, or you may not be certain if you're going to have any of that when you get out. Maybe a lot of you you're renting somewhere, you had to pack up all your belongings. Somebody's watching them for you. Dating, what's dating going to be like after prison, or finding a job, finding a place to live, getting hired as a felon. Just is prison always going to be with you? Is it going to change you? Are you never going to feel the same? Are you going to turn into some hardened inmate that is never going to be able to smile or hug or cry or accept feelings again? These are some of the crazy, I'm not going to say crazy, because these are definitely some of the things that went through my mind. Very realistic. Getting out of prison was definitely, going to prison was the easy part. Getting ready to go to prison was definitely the massive struggle. Getting ready to go to prison, the unknowing, the what's next, the what's it going to be like, fear of the unknown really creates lots of anxiety, lots of sleepless nights, endless hours on YouTube. For most of you, you probably get caught into the rabbit hole and you start off watching one video, and before you know it, you're watching some guy restore Zippo lighters. That's one of the rabbit holes that I went down, where I just got stuck on some guy who restores all kinds of amazing little gadgets. So that's why we try to put these videos out, to give you guys a real peace of mind of what's going on. And actually what we also did today, before I forget, If you haven't done so, make sure you obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel, all that great stuff. Also, text the word YouTube to 76626, just like you see there on that screen. Text the word YouTube to 76626. Now, we did a video a couple days ago. If any of you would like to watch the narrative video that we did, which is in here. Find it. So if you go ahead and in the description of this video, and I'll post it right here too in the comments for you guys. Here you go. So if you want to go check this video out, it's got a link for those of you that would like to watch the webinar. If you want to watch the webinar that we did live on the 31st of last month, the personal narrative webinar on how to kind of master and create your own perfect personal narrative, there's a link in there to watch the video for free. And there's also a link in the description of the video I just sent you to. And I also put it in the description of this video too. There's also a link if you do decide you want some help or you want to purchase the tools to do it yourself. A $50 purchase and you get access to the tools to help you create. Comes with some templates, comes with some tools, comes with DIY services. So I give you some access there. So go ahead and take a look at that. But we're going to do something a little different here today. I actually, we've got some videos or some pictures here. We're going to do a picture slide that, here, let me turn off my ugly mug so you guys don't have to stare at that. So we're going to do a little picture slide here that is going to kind of take you through some of the things that I've went through. It's also going to talk about some of our, it's going to go through some of the accomplishments that I've made going through this. So I thought this might be kind of fun, and we'll keep it on a small screen here for now. And, you know, so this picture right here, this was Shelly and I, we came to Florida on vacation a couple of years back. I think this was maybe almost 2 years ago now. We came to Florida 2 years ago, and we drove back to Colman, Florida, Colman Federal Prison, and we went and took a picture in front of the sign. You know, just kind of memories. The nostalgia of it is it just brings back every memory right away. So I've got some random pictures up here. I don't even know what all of them. They're not in any special order. And this is just to kind of show you, like, life doesn't have to stop when you get out of prison. I'm doing some of the best things that I've ever done in my life. And we'll talk about work and all that stuff because you guys already know about that because that's why you're here on the YouTube channel. But being able to get out of prison and find and navigate your way back. I mean, when I came home, I didn't have a license. I didn't have a car. I was so deep and far behind on child support that it just felt like I was never going to be an adult. It always felt like I was going to be taking a bus or I was going to be taking Uber. Or I was going to be relying on somebody for something. And how was I going to start making money? I had all of these thoughts. And I didn't know what to do. And, you know, Shelly, most of you know this, but Shelly was right there with me. She went to federal prison right along with me. And this was actually in Spokane. This was us. I forgot the name of the restaurant. It was a little restaurant. We went and had some dinner, and you know me, got to take my photos. Of course, there's this photo. This one deserves full view. So this was the day I self-surrendered, and I saw somebody was talking about, I think it was Kevin, said, don't wear a costume to prison. Well, this is what Kevin was referring to. When I self-surrendered and turned myself into prison, and that's Colman in the background there. When I self-surrendered and turned myself into prison, I thought it'd be funny as hell and a great idea to go buy a prison costume from the Halloween store. And I still have this costume. It's hanging up in the closet. I'll probably break it out again for Halloween. But I don't recommend it. I I got in a lot of trouble for it. They definitely made me feel like this big for doing such a stupid thing. Later on, it ended up not being that big of a deal. But in that moment, they really let me know that they were not there to play games, and they really didn't know my state of mind. Like, who does that, right? Like, is this guy really crazy? Is he a goofball? Is he going to be a problem child for us? So once they came to learn that I was not going to be an issue, it wasn't that big of a deal. They actually chuckled about it, and they told me they actually thought it was kind of funny. Coming home, I had no license, no money, no car. It'd been so long. And now, progressing through. And none of this is not to brag at all, guys. You know, I very rarely show any of my private life other than like, you know, the fun stuff. But I've worked extremely hard to overcome obstacles that were there, getting my license back, which took almost 3 years to get my license back before I was able to start driving. Actually, when Shelly and I came back to Florida on vacation 2 years ago, that's when I got my driver's license back. So, you know, and I'm very proud of the accomplishments that I've made. And, you know, this was, that's the second car that I bought when I came home. The first one was just a very old used car, just something to get around in. And then I moved to Florida and, you know, working the business and putting in the effort and putting in the time and rebuilding my credit. I was able to go out and purchase something that I was proud of, that represented the efforts. And it was like looking back at all of the work that I've put in and put myself into a position where I can finally start living like an adult. And it's okay to, you know, to do things that make you feel good from time to time. Everything's got to be done with, you know, the thought of, by doing this, is this going to cause me any future problems? Is this going to put me in a worse off situation? Can I maintain payments on this? What happens if business slows down? Can you make your payments? You know, I didn't go out and buy a Ferrari or a brand. This isn't brand new. This is a 2015. And I bought it a little over like a year and a half ago. And I have this car to this day. I love it. 2015 BMW X5. It's a 50i twin turbo. It's fast, and I'm very proud. So in case you can't tell, it's okay to do things for yourself, and it doesn't make you an asshole or condescending or cocky. But all of you are going through something right now where you think this is going to be it. You know, you're never going to own anything nice again. And if I was able to make these strides and able to come back from the mistakes that I made, I promise you that if you take baby steps, just like Kevin just said, Kevin, you stole the fucking words out of my mouth, Kevin. Stop doing that. Just kidding. I love it when people are on the same brainwaves. Kevin just said moderation. Do things in moderation. You know, set yourself goals. If you want something nice, make sure everything else is taken care of before you go do it. Don't immediately go move into the most expensive place. And as soon as you get one decent paycheck, oh, it's always going to be like this. I literally waited years to make sure that the business was stable. I was paying my taxes, that I wasn't going to put myself into a situation that was going to cause me to make poor decisions down the road. And that's what I've done. I've rebuilt my future. Taking my kids to the Keys. You know, there's me with a nice little suntan. This is shortly after coming back to Florida. Those are my two daughters, Caitlin and Lauren. So please, no silly comments. My older daughter is the one standing up, Caitlin. My younger daughter, Lauren, is the one sitting down. Both of them are officially now high school graduates. And Lauren's actually done a couple of videos with me. You've probably seen her on some of the videos. But this was us in Key West. Just, you know, Shelly took the picture. Unfortunately, she wasn't in that picture. But we went to the Keys. We had a nice family vacation. And you see what I'm wearing. You see that RDAP Dan bracelet on right there. That bracelet never comes off my wrist, guys, because it's a constant reminder of things might be harder. You might hit obstacles. You might hit struggles. But the minute you allow yourself to fall back and go up, that's it. I just talked to a mother called me. Her son, who's been out of prison now for 7 or 8 years, just relapsed. While he relapsed, he got caught with a bunch of drugs. I guess he lost his job, lost his girlfriend, started using again. Somebody said, hey, we can do this quick deal. He thought it was going to be a great idea to make a little come up, and it was an undercover, and it was a lot of drugs. And now he's looking at like a minimum mandatory of 10 years, minimum mandatory of 10 years. And when I look down at this bracelet, when I have hard days, tough days, and I remind myself, no matter what thought that might sound quick and easy, I've been dealing with well, not so much anymore. I had a stalker that was really just coming at me from every which angle. And trust me, some old thought patterns raised up, like let's play tit for tat here. And it took a lot of mental willingness and mental fortitude to not allow myself to resort back to what I used to do. Instead, I let the law handle it, which was slow. The law was very slow, and it took a whole lot of pushing and a whole lot of phone calls and sending letters and showing up to the courthouse. But putting in the hard work and the effort, that eventually all fell off too. That stopped. So there's going to be these things. Look, you guys are going to have these struggles. And for those of you that have, drug addictions, when you get out of prison and you're doing great because you've been clean and sober in prison, and, your food was ready for you, your clothes were ready for you. Really all you had to do every day is wake up and kind of go through your mindless activity list. Coming home, you're not going to have that. Coming home, you're going to be your own boss. You're going to be maintaining yourself. So when you have those moments of struggle and those moments of tripping over something and you hit those obstacles, this is when the tools that hopefully you're learning now, and our clients, I know our clients are, because we work very hard with our clients on building this mindset, but these tools are meant to be used during the struggle. The tools are not meant to be used when everything's going fine. When everything's going fine, it's easy. Life is easy. But when you lose your job, when your girlfriend breaks up with you, when something like that happens, that's when you got to be able to think, or stop and think and apply thinking about consequences and what am I going to do if this goes wrong. You really got to think it through, guys. Bruno, why couldn't I get a driver's license? Why couldn't you get a driver's license right? Most people can. The reason why Bruno's asking why I could not get a driver's license right after prison, because my child support was so backed up while I was in prison. My child support didn't stop. It was supposed to, but it never did. And it just was going and going and going. It was like the Energizer Bunny. So when I got out, thousands of dollars needed to be paid. And then I found out there were some old tickets from the old way that I used to do things. Never really gave a shit about consequences. Well, I had some old speeding tickets and parking tickets that I never took care of, that all of a sudden, when I went to check on my driver's license, they saw this and they put that on there too. So it ended up being about $20,000 worth of funds I needed to produce before Florida would give me a driver's license. Now, a lot of states, unlike Florida, a lot of states they'll put you into a payment plan. As long as you're making payments, they'll give you your driver's license back. Florida, unless you're hiring an attorney and you're going through certain routes, Florida, until stuff is paid off, you're not getting your license back. And when it's a child support issue, forget about it. Which is yeah, I respect that, because, I put myself in that situation too, right? It's like, I'm in prison. It should stop, not taking any precautions to make sure that it did. But the good thing is I got one now. So, and that's one of my accomplishments, that getting my driver's license probably felt better than getting out of prison. Cheesiness, and the line was like 3 years long at the DMV, or they do it at the tax collector's office here in Florida. And all these people are miserable, and it's hot, and it's the middle of Florida, or it's middle of summer in Florida. And I'm just smiling like a goofball. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck how long this line is. I know when I get out of this line today, I'm walking out of here with a driver's license. And it's the first time I could say that in a long time. You ain't got to live like that no more, Dan. That's what I kept telling myself. So let's see what other pictures we got. Let's keep going through these. Oh man, food. Come on, guys, food. Now, maybe that's not your appetite. I know that looks like a bunch of snot to some of you, but the point is, replace that with your favorite food. Whatever your favorite food is, you're going to be eating good food again. When you get out of prison, there's going to be time for good eats. This was at a place called, I believe this is Spoto's in South Florida. Oysters. We got a little oyster platter there. We got some different types of oysters, some Blue Points. I forgot. We've got some, you got all the goodies there. Mignette sauce, a little bit of everything. And I love oysters. Absolutely love it. There's nothing better than going and sitting out by the water in South Florida with, a nice cool cocktail with some super cold, fresh, raw oysters. Nothing better. Absolutely nothing better, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm going to go do this weekend. It's been a minute. So yes, oysters. If you don't like oysters, either you probably haven't tried them and you're afraid to try them because of, I get it. I mean, look at them. They're like, it's like somebody hawked up something and spit it into a shell and they're like, here, eat this. But yeah, oysters, I love them. Dig in. So what else we got here? Okay, so got the car, right? I didn't move anywhere fancy for a very long time. I was in your basic apartment, halfway house first, federal halfway house, very basic halfway house. Moved into a very basic apartment, lived there for 2 years when I got out of prison in the same apartment in Spokane Valley, like $600 or $700 a month, something like that. And then moved with a friend of mine and Shelly, the guy that was working. You guys remember CJ? CJ, we moved into a house in Spokane. Everything was, just chilling, going good. And we moved back to Florida. Shelly and I moved back to Florida about a year and a half ago. And we moved into just a regular little small apartment when we got to Florida just to get everything situated. And then, about almost a year ago November, it was time for us. Our lease was up. It was time for us to move. And we're still not in a position where we really want to buy something just yet. We don't know where we're actually thinking about, not this weekend, but next weekend, we're going to go traveling all the way down the East Coast. And we're going to stop along the way at different places and look at some different areas from Tennessee, North Carolina. We're going to look at all these, Kentucky. We're going to look at all these different places and see where it is that we want to move. But I am a Florida boy by heart. I love the water. And unfortunately, I couldn't afford to live on the ocean in South Florida. That can cost you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month rent and something on the water, even a small condo or apartment. So we were fortunate. We found a nice little condo on the Intercoastal in Palm Beach, Florida. And waking up every morning, I get to see that these are the things I used to dream about in prison. Again, I have to preface, I'm not bragging. I'm here to show you guys that you're going to have those dreams in prison where you're going to imagine these things that you want to do someday. And you really do. Making vision boards, it sounds so completely silly and sounds like something you do when you're in kindergarten. Make a vision board about what you want. If you see it, believe it, you can achieve it type stuff. Well, it's true. If you set your mind on something and you set a long-term goal and you tell yourself, all right, these are the expectations I need to do in order to go to the next level in my life. But before I go to the next level, I got to make sure that the foundation is solid, because there's no point in stepping up onto that next level if the foundation is bullshit, because you're just going to sink right through it. And then you're going to be worse off than you were. And I don't know if any of you have ever been in this situation before, but I have been in the situation before where I have overextended, put myself into something that looks great from the outside, but I was so incredibly stressed, financially stressed, that I couldn't enjoy anything. Couldn't enjoy it, not even a little bit. I was worrying about how the bills were going to get paid, how the electric was going to get paid, how the car payments were going to get paid. And when that's your reality, when you are that consumed with all these poor choices that we made that got us there, you can't enjoy anything nice you might have. So this is the first time in my life, now I'm 41 years old, being able to truly appreciate the things that I have, and I'm a fun guy. I like to do fun things. I like nice things. I like to go to nice places. I have nice taste, but I am humble enough to say, if it's not for me, it's not for me today, but it's going to be for me tomorrow. Because when you set your sights on what you want and you laser focus into that shit, it's almost impossible to break the concentration on that, unless you're an excuse maker and you'll blame a million other reasons why you didn't get these things. So there's probably going to be a lot of pictures. I don't even know what pictures are in this little thing here. I just know that I dumped a bunch of pictures into my computer today that were over my life of, the recent days. So I can share some of the fun stuff that I'm getting to do after prison with a felony on my record, beating the shit out of all of these objectives that I had in front of me. You name it, getting on a bus in the freezing ass snow and you have no money to your name, no bank account, no rich uncles, nobody to throw some money at you, no parents are going to give you anything. Everybody's dead in my family other than my kids. It's a very easily self-defeating thought to go, fuck it, I might as well just go back to do the wrong thing, because at this rate, I'm never going to get out of this rat hole. Guys, I dug in deep. I dug in as deep as I could. Chugged through the snow. Never walked in snow before. I never fell so many times. I'm not a fan of the snow. So the mornings are my time. You guys always hear me talking about getting up in the morning. It's me out there. It's my big ass feet sitting out on the hammock, looking at the sunrise coming up over the Intercoastal, drinking some coffee. I mean, it's breathtaking. I'll give you guys a little bit bigger. It's just the view of what you imagine in prison. And even those of you that aren't going to prison, even those of you that are maybe in a rut in your life right now. Problem is you can't go from the rut to where you maybe ultimately want to be, right? You've got to look at your current situation and you got to say, what can I do different tomorrow that is going to start making the right choices and the right patterns and start creating the new habits that I need to create in order to eventually get where it is I want to be. And you have to take and create these little goals, these short-term goals to get to the long-term goal. You can't just go from A to Z. You literally have to take your time and go slow. And time fucking flies. It's been 6 years. And so much things have happened. So much time has gone by. And this is just in the first 6 years. Where am I going to be in the next 6 years? Who knows? Maybe this is it for me, right? Maybe I capped out. And if this is my capping out, I'm okay with that because this is better than anything I've ever had in my entire life. One of the people in this room right now, Noel's known me since I was a little kid. Since I was a little kid, we grew up in the same ghetto trailer park together. We didn't think things like this existed in real life. We thought it was only in the movies and only for rich people and trust fund babies that were handed shit. We didn't know stuff like this really existed. And being able to achieve these unreachable assertions that I had for myself without cheating and breaking the rules. I've always wanted nice things. I just wasn't always willing to do the right thing to get them. I was always the guy that would try to find a shortcut, and shortcuts only led me to a shortcut to fucking prison or a shortcut to heartache or a shortcut to sleepless nights or shortcuts to extra stress. Like I said, you couldn't even enjoy it because you didn't know how you were going to pay for it. So I've really adjusted how I live my life to where now it's completely normal for me to live to have money in the bank, to have a good credit score, to not think about oh my God, how am I going to pay this next week? Or, oh my God, my phone bill's due. How am I going to it's not even a question because I bust my ass every single day. And I'm a prison consultant. All of you know that, but I also have, other businesses that I'm involved in. Getting more and more involved in real estate. I've always been involved in cryptocurrencies and other little small investments here and there that, maybe not any one of them is going to pan out and be, the $1 million idea, but all of them combined together, you can create extra streams of multiple streams of revenue and wealth by just staying diligent and staying busy. I don't like to sit around and do nothing. I'm either in here working, or I'm either at the office working, or I'm on the internet coming up with what's the next thing that I can do to either put my clients in a better situation, creating DIYs, the do-it-yourself programs to help you guys, come up with some more affordable ways to get our assistance without breaking your bank. This is what I think about 24/7. My mind does not stop. This is why I've never needed drugs like Adderall or cocaine. I've never needed these things because my mind just naturally shoots and fires off like 1,000,000 miles an hour. But when I crash, come 10 p.m., boom, it's like lights out. Mike Tyson has KO'd my ass. Let's keep it moving here. It's just I'm so taking selfies all day long. Just different day though, wearing something different. Just another view, sitting in the hammock. I really soak it in. I love it, guys. I absolutely love it. Another sunrise. Sunrises in South Florida or anywhere are beautiful. Those of you that live in the mountains that have sunrises come over the mountains, just as good. I just love the water. So you guys can kind of see the horizon. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but so right on the other side, here, let me make it a little bit bigger. So see my mouse right on the other side of this. That's the ocean right on the other side over there. So Intercoastal, little breezeway back there, and then you got some ocean stuff going on. So spend as much time at the ocean as possible. That's the pool where I live. love the pool, love to go swimming, love to and just enjoy the water, saltwater pool. You know, for me and where I'm at, some of you might be looking at going, oh, I lived in places like that when I was 18 years old. You know, I thought you were going to have some house in Beverly Hills built into the side of a mountain. We're all in different spots in life. And for me, I'm extremely happy to be where I am for myself. And you guys have to just don't think that this moment you're going through is going to define who you can be in the future. It can define it. If you allow it to define in the negative, if you allow this to become the worst thing that's ever happened to you and you shut down and you don't work out of this ditch that you're going to be in, and we see it happen all the time. I've met so many people when I got out of prison, people that I met while I was in prison, people that I met that I became friends with after prison that are either back in prison or doing absolutely nothing with their lives other than just, barely maintaining, barely hanging on, still living that day to day, that struggle. And how are they going to pay this? How are they going to pay that? Always saying, I can't get ahead. I can't get ahead. I can't get ahead. But yet they're out every Friday night. They always got beer money. They've always got new kicks on, new shoes. They got the newest iPhone. They're all out there right now buying PlayStation 5s. I swear to God, once a day, I'll see somebody talk about the PlayStation 5 they just bought. And you'll go back through their timeline a couple days and you'll see them crying about they can't find a job and how come they're not getting more stimulus money yet. Those are the individuals that are going to perpetuate their own misery. And you have to look at those people and say, man, if I can relate to them in any way, I'm doing something wrong. I need to disassociate from them. Doesn't mean you're not there to lift them up when they need to lift up, but I've disassociated myself from a lot of individuals. I've moved away. I've grown apart. It's not because I think I'm better than them, but I can't live in that negativity. I can't enjoy what I'm doing if you and I are friends and you're so sappy about what you're doing. Every time we hang out, it's going to feel like I'm bragging, and I'm not. But I don't want to have to like tiptoe around and, act like I'm poor or act like I'm struggling like you are just because I don't want you to feel bad. So eventually people are going to grow apart. You're going to start setting yourself new standards, birds of a feather. You're going to start surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals. Some of my best friends now, Casey Cochran, Matt Lavore, Dario. These are some people that I talk to on a regular basis that are all doing things. Now, we all want to be doing more, but we all have the same type of mindset and the same type of mentality as like fucking go-getters. We're not going to allow anybody to dictate what we're going to do. We may fail a million times, but it's never going to be to a point where we hit the pavement and say, that's it. I will take the busted lip, the broken tooth, the scraped up elbows, the sleepless nights, and I will grind until I figure out how to make a go of whatever it is I'm putting my heart and energy into. And that may change in the future, but what will never change is I'm never going to look for the shortcuts. I'm always going to pay attention to, can this put me in harm's way? And I don't want to be this shit means nothing. These pictures, having all this stuff means nothing if you got to look over your shoulder. Absolutely nothing. Because if you're out there doing stuff to get this type of stuff, you already know right now you're just in complacent mode. At some point, just like that, it's all going to be gone. That knock on the door, the kick in the door, guns drawn on you, who knows? It's all gone just like that. So what else we got here? A different view. Giving you guys the inside tour here, guys. Different view from looking from like basically the intercoastal's right behind you now, and you're looking into the condos, the pool. You got the little hot tub there in the background. I know it's not super easy to see there with the small, but you got your hot tub back there. I mean, just it's to me, it's like living in a fucking hotel. And that's like when my kids came. My kids were like, oh my God, you live in a hotel. It's like, yeah, your dad worked hard to get to this hotel. And I want people to know that if there is nothing special about me other than everybody's special, right? My mom always told me I was special, but high school dropout, I didn't have any major education. I educated myself and got my GED and started realizing that I need to start doing things different. And it started before I went to prison. It actually happened while I was on pretrial. That's when I really started making some sound new decisions and saying to myself, This prison thing is going to come and go. But if this mentality doesn't go and it sticks around that I had, prison's either going to be my future again or something equally as fucking shitty, being homeless or figuring out job to job, paycheck to paycheck, turning your lights on this week, begging to borrow money from somebody. I don't ever want to be in that situation again. I haven't had to borrow one dime. Well, that's a lie. When I got out of prison, my best friend gave me a couple bucks, literally I think he gave me $1,500 to help me get on my feet. That the bank took from me immediately when I put it in the bank. And the bank, child support took it. Child support levied my account like that. Woke up one morning in the halfway house to a negative bank account. Couldn't buy hygiene products, it was just, and now, I've had so many struggles throughout my life that now when I hit a struggle, I'm like, get in line, mother effer. There's nothing that's going to knock me off my game. I might have moments where I'm like, fuck, but I realize that I have beat every monster that it's veered its head in front of me. I've beat him down every single time. And if you have that attitude, you're just going to, when it happens, you're just going to deal with it. Don't allow it to get out of proportion. Don't let too much time go by. Don't let it build on you. Deal with it head on. Dig in the minute you see it coming, deal with it. Or else it's going to create an overwhelming just bashing of anxiety that you will eventually will break you. We're all breakable. We're all fragile, but we can build armor. We can build techniques. We can build tools to help us navigate through this crazy thing called life. You guys are all awesome comments. I appreciate it, guys. I'm on a different system today, so I can't show your comment to everybody, or else I'd be sharing these beautiful comments. There's no better foundation than rock bottom. Fucking A, man. That's the truth right there. You talk about you need a strong foundation. Well, when you hit the bottom, there's nowhere else to go from there. So it's only up from there if you choose. Hanging out at the fire. A little hot in Florida right now. That's probably just for a picture only. I was probably sweating taking that picture. But no, I think that was last year, right around Christmassy time. But living life, guys. There's my ugly mug. Hanging out. This is where we have little parties out here. We got another fire pit in the background right there. I don't think I have any pictures of the barbecue, but we got a pizza oven, barbecue set. It's all right on the other side of that. Damn, Dan, you need to shave, man. Go shave, Dan. Another hammock picture. As you can tell, I'm like an old man in his hammock. Oh, there's a little get together. There's Shelly. Shelly's having a little glass of wine. This was last year. It could be 90 degrees out and Shelly's gonna have a little sweater on. So you can never tell what time of the year it is by looking at Shelly's wardrobe, because she's always cold. Always cute though. Nighttime, go down and hang out at the pool at nighttime with some friends, get a little cocktail go down there. This is the beautiful thing about here is you save so much money because you don't ever go out. I mean, we still do, but you can literally just hang out at your house. And I never, ever thought in my entire life I would ever live anywhere like this. I just thought it wasn't meant for me. There was points in my life where it wasn't even something that I wanted. Sure, you would see it and dream about it. Like we all dream about finding a duffel bag with, $1 million in it. We all dream about winning the lottery, but that's all it was. It was just a dream. I saw no path to get there. I saw nothing in my future and nothing in what I was currently doing that offered the ability to achieve anything like this. And the fact that I found a way to make it I went to prison 6 years ago. I got out. So what have I been out? I've been out, we'll call it 5 years and change. I got out in the end of 15, early 16. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I've been out 4.5 years. So in 4 years and change, this is what I was able to do for myself. And there's way harder workers out there than me. There's way more diligent people out there than me that are just if I did it in 4, they're going to do it in 2. You know what I mean? And then there's people that might take 10 years to get to here, but everybody's going to move at their own pace. You just have to maintain and don't start moving backwards. As long as you're making progress, don't worry about it. And you guys used to hear me talk about this in a lot of my early videos. I'd always say, if you're doing the right things for the right reasons, everything else eventually falls in place. When you're no longer, if I had to talk to a client on the phone and that client hiring me or not hiring me was the difference of making my mortgage payment or making my car payment, you got to believe most clients will hear that desperation on the phone. And they're going to be wondering, man, is this guy just telling me what I want to hear? Is this legit? You know, he sounds really fucking desperate. He's calling me like every 10 minutes. And, you know, we're like any other company. We're going to follow up on you. We're going to chase you down a little like any company would. We want to make money just like anybody else. But I don't want to be in a situation to where I'm reliant on that. You know, I want to be in a situation where literally the world could stop like it damn near almost did with COVID and not have my life ruined overnight. You know, you need to have your piggy bank. You need to have your rainy day stash. You need to have things put in place. So if you have some slow times like COVID-19, you need to be able to have a cushion to sit back on in order to keep moving forward. And there is no luck involved. Zero luck. I mean, the luck that I put a YouTube video up before I went to prison, maybe that was the luck. That's where it all started, that very first video. When you released from Fed, she asked when I was, so Bonnie's asking when I got off of probation. Let's see, I've been off of probation now, and I posted a video on YouTube on it. You can definitely, if you Google RDAP Dan probation, it'll probably come up. But I was in Spokane. It was probably a year and a half ago-ish when I got released off of probation, which we're going to talk about some other cool shit in a minute too. One of my other accomplishments. One of many. All right, back to my bragging. What do we got after this? Now, look at that photo. Look at Shelly. Make a good grandma someday. She's out sitting on the patio. She's got our cat. Here, let me blow this up a little bit so you can see my nerdy Shelly here. She's got the cat Kiki sitting on her lap. She's got Einstein. You can see Einstein's fat head over here. And then you got little Oliver. You can barely see little dude, but that's little Oliver underneath the blanket. And Shelly's probably sipping on a glass of wine, sitting on the patio with the cats and the dog. And this is what it's all about. Your animals, your family. There was nothing more that I missed. I could live anywhere. You know, we lived anywhere. But being able to come back to some sort of normalcy, pets, kids, whatever it is you're leaving behind, that is the real struggle that many of you are going to go through, thinking about that. Many of you are thinking right now, you're looking around, and just stop and think for a second. Those of you that are under indictment, getting ready to go, thinking about going, maybe you're living in some, penthouse somewhere, you've got some beautiful house, but you're getting ready to go to prison. And you're looking and going, I don't care about none of this shit. You can put me in a shithole right now. If I didn't have to go to prison, I will go live in Section 8 housing with 8 other roommates that don't ever take showers. That's how pissed off at yourself most of you are for allowing this to happen. And that is the truth. So you start to really focus on what actually does matter. And a lot of the bullshit that we deal with, didn't realize it was just on the screen still. A lot of the bullshit that we deal with, we take for granted. And that's what I'm saying is all the other stuff is just gravy, right? This is where I live now, what I'm getting to do. That's all gravy. The core values of what my life means to me is pretty much sitting right there in that fucking chair. My best friend, who's like a sister to me, or very, very best friend since I was a little kid. This is her baby. So I'm Uncle Dan. This is Noah. So, these are the things that you don't get to do while you're in prison. They come to visit us pretty often, and they stay with us when they come. They bring their baby with them, brand new baby. Well, he's getting big now. He was like 6 weeks old or 8 weeks old or something like that. He's 8 months old now. But they're going to be here next month, and we're going to take them out. We're going to go boating, take them out boating and jet skiing and all that fun stuff. But that's like look at that. Like, you can't do that when you're in prison. These are the things that you're going to be away from for a while. Those of you that have brand new babies right now, you're so mad at yourself. You're so upset. And it's okay. You can be upset, but use that anger to motivate you. Don't use that anger to feel sorry for yourself. Use that anger to motivate. Start planning for your release from prison, not your escape, your release. Oh, my nose is crying. My nose is running because I cry like a baby. Plan your release, guys. Think about what you want to do, how you're going to achieve it. And even if you end up doing something completely different, start getting in the mindset of creating a roadmap, writing your ideas down. You have to take these step by step, guys, and you have to realize that nothing you plan on doing may be what actually happens. Things can change. The weather can shift. COVID can jump out of nowhere, and you just don't know what you're going to be doing. But if you're spinning all these positive ideas in a positive direction, you'll be able to shake and bake. You'll be able to shift gears, and you'll still be able to pick up where you left off into whatever it is that's going to be meant for you. We all have something meant for us. We all have something that we have a burning passion for, and finding a way to monetize that and do good at the same time. It's a beautiful blessing when you can kind of mold it and shape it. Bonnie, you wouldn't have dreamed that you would be featured speaker to correction cadets working with corrections officers to improve corrections. Very true. I don't have any video. I do have videos, but it's on my other hard drive. I was actually wanted to show. That's some of the stuff I wanted to show today. But Bonnie brought up, great point. Like now because of COVID, I'm not doing it right now, but when COVID is over, Palm Beach State College, the director of the correction program there, anybody in Florida that becomes a corrections officer in Florida, they have to, get their accreditations at a college, and Palm Beach State College is who does that. So they've brought me in on a few occasions now to come up with a speaking platform on bridging the gap, basically on what correction officers and inmates can do to kind of, I don't want to use the word get along because, the idea is not to be buddy-buddy, but to understand perspective of not every inmate is out to like ruin your life, and not every correction officer is a piece of shit that just wants to, take it out on the inmate. So finding a way to lower those guards of expectations of how we can all get along to achieve programs and show them that people like me do exist, and then getting to see correctional officers who have gone above and beyond and created exceptional mindsets and understanding and giving somebody a second chance. And that's why I love doing the speaking at the college. I don't get paid for that. I probably could. I think they actually offered me a job to do it, but I don't do things like that for the money, because then it becomes a job. I like to do as much as I can for individuals giving back. That's why we do a lot of promotions. We do a lot of giveaways. We do a lot of sponsorships of individuals. We're getting ready to do some really cool stuff with kids, where we're going to be taking them out on boats. We're going to be taking them, especially when things start opening up, taking them out on picnics and taking them out on, walks to the things that they, things that they don't know exist in their world. They might think this stuff isn't meant for them. But when you open somebody's mind and show them that these possibilities are there, they might get some gears spinning, and they might start seeing more worth and their value, and thinking, hey, maybe I can have this one day. What's it going to take? And you see where they go from there. Yeah, baby Noah. What else we got here? Just another pool picture. I don't know why that photo is so very pixelated there, but yep, just another picture of me at the pool. Imagine that. Another picture of the Intercoastal. It's probably all pictures of the Intercoastal. Oh, there we got a beach picture. That's the beach. South Florida beach, baby. Gotta love the water. Oh, love it, love it, love it. I don't like sharks, so I don't go far out in the water. I try to stay out too long, floating like a bobber. But love the water. It is the most refreshing, energizing. It restores. It's like fountain of youth. It just immediately. You guys remember the movie Cocoon? I don't know if any of you are old enough, or if you guys remember that far back. I think Jeff Goldblum was in it. Anyway, Cocoon, man. They used to get in that water, and it would that's how the ocean is. I just feel blessed to be near the water. It's one of the biggest things I missed while I was in prison, was just the water and fresh air. There's me and Shelly. That was that might have been New Year's, and that's in our building. We went downstairs, took some pictures before we hauled ass. Actually, somebody was walking. I'm like, hey, can you take a picture of us? Shelly hates it when I call people off like that, but yeah, that's me and my pretty lady getting ready for. Was it New Year? No, it might have been Valentine's Day. I don't know. New Year's or Valentine's Day, but we like to go out. We like to enjoy ourselves. We like to just have a nice night. Don't get crazy. Don't get wild. Just wild enough, but not wild enough to end up with handcuffs on at the end of the night. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. What's up, Casey? There you go. Meal prep. I was just talking about you, Casey. You're one of my mentors that I was mentioning on surrounding myself with like-minded individuals. That's Casey in the room, guys. Go check out his channel, Meal Prep Biz 101. I'm not on StreamYard tonight. My StreamYard is acting up for some reason. I'm actually using OBS tonight, Casey. I've actually learned how to share my screen with OBS. But, yep, that was that. And then we got, that's me taking another shameless selfie. That's my bald spot. In case you can't tell. It's there. But just taking the view in, man. I'm enjoying the life that I've built for myself. And I want others to... I'm looking at the houses. I'm like, next, I'm buying one of those houses across the street. That's probably what I was thinking, staring at what I don't have yet, right? No, I'm very, very conscious of being grateful for being here in the moment. But again, the point of this video is, again, it's my 6-year anniversary, and I literally thought there would never, ever be anything good of value in my life again, at least nothing like it is today. I thought everything was going to be a struggle forever. And there are plenty of struggling days, but sometimes I have to pick up the phone and talk to somebody, get told that, like Casey will talk me off the ledge. And I'm like, oh man, this happened today. Like, but is it really that bad? I mean, are you going to prison tomorrow? Are you self-surrendering? Are you on your way? Did somebody just break in your house and like kill your whole family? I mean, is it really that bad? Did the world just stop because whatever just happened? And it's like, fuck, you're right. All right. Then I go for a walk, get outside, and, regroup. And that's the thing, is you got to find something to de-stress yourself. All right. We've seen plenty. Oh, there we go. That's a fun activity. Biking. This is another thing that I never did before. And I always said to myself, I want to start riding a bike. I want to go bike riding from time to time. It sounds fun. Throw on some headphones. I got my little, I got a little bag that connects to the back of the bike there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this little thing right here. Throw in your wallet, your cell phone, put in your wireless earbuds, and hop on your bike and fucking haul ass, man. This was a Walmart bike that I bought in COVID. I think it was $89. I know it looks super dope. And you're all like, man, that must be an expensive bike. Nope. That's an $89 Walmart bike. Maybe it was $189. I'm not quite sure, but I know it was not an expensive bike. Very inexpensive bike. So, and it's very fun. How much fun is riding a bike? I got my little cell phone holder on there. I mean, it's so much fun. Shelly, we both got bikes. We go biking. Not like mountain biking. We like go old man, old woman biking on the sidewalk. I did bite it pretty hard though, trying to act cool. Chilling with the dogs. That's always one of my favorite things to do. Einstein likes to go sit in the hammock with me and stare at the moon. That was a beautiful moon night. So I thought, let me take a picture of my Snoopy because he looks like Snoopy to me sometimes. But it's Einstein just chilling, looking at the moon with me. And just being grateful for the moments that I'm able to share with so many of you right now. I really did second guess making this video. I'm like, man, there's going to be that one a-hole who's like, show off or prick or like someone's going to talk shit. There will be the comment. Usually it won't come in a live thing like this. And I'll get little snarky jokes and shit from like Jameson, but I love Jameson, so he's loud. But there will be somebody that posts a comment, and I've had to learn to develop a tough skin doing what I do. My channel's small compared to a lot of other channels, but it's still big enough to where somehow the haters find me. And they come out and talk trash and they say hateful things, and people from my past that are not happy that I've turned my life around, that still want to just keep throwing shade at me and tell me, oh, you're faking and this and that. And it's like, look, more power to you. If you're going to put that much time and effort into hating me, when you could probably put that same amount of time and effort into whatever it is you're unhappy about, but that's on you. I can't change you. So I decided to make the video anyway, because I'm not really, and it's therapeutic for me to put myself out there even more, because I don't like to do things where I don't have control. doing a video like this, I don't know how you all are going to react. I know what my intent is, but it doesn't mean that's how you're going to perceive it, right? My intentions don't really mean jack shit. If you all think I'm a snobby asshole for posting this, that you're entitled to your opinion. I hope you guys don't think that of me, but that's the reality of doing things that are uncomfortable. Sometimes you got to do things without knowing exactly how they're going to work out. And you got to say to yourself, if you're doing this for the right reason, fucking do it. Don't worry about what people are going to say or do, because then you're always going to gauge your character and create your character based on what you think other people want to see of you. And that's why half the shit we say on social media is probably you're talking in the direction of a herd because you're comfortable with that herd, and you don't go against the stream too often because you don't want people to dislike you. You don't want people to hate you. Now, you might be okay with a certain group of people hating you because it's like, oh, they oppose my thoughts and we're just going to hate each other. But nobody wants to challenge everybody, because then you feel like, well, no one's going to appreciate me. No one's going to, and so I live my life by this principle where I find myself struggling with that. That's been one of the hardest things is really being you 24/7 and not being what you think other people want you to be. Because that's almost impossible too, because that shit changes like the weather. You could be doing great. The minute you make one little mistake, you're fucking number one hated guy in America. I try to just live my life in my lane and not get in unnecessary heated battles if I don't need to. There's that. But yeah, Einstein's pretty badass. When my ministry got shut down, I remembered you. What would RDAP Dan do? You'd find something else cool to do. That's what I did. Awesome. What would RDAP Dan do? Man, see, these are cool little catchphrases I get. One of my clients called me up. His wife called me, and her husband just got into prison. He's actually Sean Sultan. You guys, he's one of the bloggers. Spoke to his wife. She's like, I thank you so much. She's got the sweetest accent. And she's like, I thank you so much for everything you've done for Sean. And Sean was already on the path. I mean, Sean was a force to be reckoned with. Dr. Sultan, you guys saw Dr. Sean, did a couple of videos with him. Sean was just hauling ass, just like he had the right mindset. He's going, but I'll take the credit. They were giving me credit. And I guess after he went in, they were having a rough day. The kids were struggling. And at the dinner table, she said, what did Papa always say? What would RDAP Dan do? And I'm like, no, get out of here. You guys don't really say that at the dinner table. She's like, no, I swear to God, he would say that more times than you would probably want to hear. So yeah, it's pretty cool knowing that my quirky little ways of doing things have positively impacted others. And that's why I can kind of take the bullshit comments from time to time, because I realize for every person out there that wants to like hate their life and hate what I'm doing and get mad at me for whatever reason for trying to do the right thing, whatever the issue is, I know there's other people out there that it's helping, and it's helping me. The therapy that comes behind this and the motivation. And Casey, you know all about this because you do the same thing. Nothing more therapeutic than when you wake up a little bit funky and you go get on your laptop or your computer, you start writing your notes, and you start coming up with an idea of like, all right, I'm going to do some content on this. I'm going to do a blog about this. And all of a sudden your mood changes. I'm always on a high when I get done with my video. That's why I stopped drinking coffee at night doing the videos, because I can't go to sleep. I'm literally, when I finish this video, I will be wide awake. I'll probably start working on what I'm going to be working on tomorrow, narrative wise, or coming up with a game plan for the series of clients we're working on right now. I just won't stop. I'll go till, at least midnight to 1 a.m. For me, that's late. But on days that I don't do this, I'll be passed out at 10 p.m. because my mind just winds down. Let's see. What else we got in here other than Einstein? Oh, canoeing, or whatever you call this. Is that canoeing? Yeah, canoeing. Or we got these little canoes, inflatable canoes. Or what do you call these things? Not canoes. What the fuck are they called? Help me. Kayaks. God, canoes. We ended up getting rid of them. We didn't like them too much. But we had these little inflatable kayaks. We'd go get in the intercoastal. And that's Shelly behind me going, why are we here? Why are you taking videos? Why do you record everything, Dan? Not everything needs to be on tape. Yes, it does. 100% does. But, yep, that's Shelly in the background. What do we got next? Oh, imagine that. Me in the hammock again, but this time we got little Oliver. Yeah, I see little Ollie. That's my little baby boy right there, guys. That is, I've never loved a little animal more than I love that little guy, little Oliver, 13. Einstein and Oliver both just turned 13, but those are my babies. And I love the hammock, clearly. If there's any more pictures of me in the hammock, I'm just going to give up. Oh, we took a picnic. Me and Shelly decided couldn't go anywhere. COVID was like, nope, you can't go here, can't go there. Everything was closed. So where'd we go? We went and got food. I'm not sure what we're eating. That might have been. I think that was the day. That might have been vasectomy day, guys. It might have been the day I got my vasectomy done. I think we went to Burger King and we went and found a nice little shady area and we just popped the trunk, pulled down the gate, and we had a picnic in the back of the truck. That's what I'm saying. Whatever your environment is, you can always find something positive in every negative. No matter what the worst thing in your life is right now, I promise you, if you try hard enough, you can find something positive about it. And I know somebody out there is trying to find that one thing to prove me wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're wrong. I don't care what it is. Somebody in your life could have just passed away. You can find a blessing in there. It may be disguised as something else, but I promise you, and you may not see it today, you may not see it tomorrow, but everything, you can pull positive information from it. Everything has positive seeds sitting in it. Some of us just choose to focus on the shit and the garbage because it's easier. Sometimes it takes a lot of fortitude to dig down deep and find something good when it seems very, very uncertain. Bonnie, I'm teaming up with a YouTuber to do a publicity stunt hack. We're going to decorate a small downtown to amuse their... Oh, awesome. See, that's great stuff. You know, people need that kind of stuff right now. Never more did people need... I don't want to use the word entertainment. They need positive social gathering. We need to stop being so butthurt and getting in our feelings and so sensitive about everything. We need to share positivity because it really does spread like a virus. My mentor, Mark Goulston, I haven't talked about him in a while to you guys, but he's got this thing and he's actually, I think he bought the website and he's like turned it into a company. And it's what made you smile today? I think it's whatever the acronym is for that. He's got the website for that. And he has these bracelets that look similar to mine. And they say, what made you smile today? And he'll walk up to random people. Doesn't matter where he is. He could be lying at the grocery store. And he'll just randomly say to somebody, what made you smile today? And they'll usually look at him like, what? And like, what made you smile today? And they'll think for a minute and they'll give them an answer. And then they'll end up smiling about it. So then he gives them 2 bracelets. He gives them one for them. And then he says, say this to somebody else. And the person you say it to, give them a bracelet. And he started spreading this positive message just by what made you smile today. Something as simple as that can change somebody's entire day. Telling somebody they look pretty. Don't do it in a creepy way because you might get a charge or something. But telling somebody they look nice. Telling your wife she looks pretty. Maybe she knows you already think that, but maybe you don't say it all the time. Telling your kid, good job. You know, just giving somebody a compliment, a positive praise. We used to have to do that in prison. We used to have to give positive praises. Random. Today, I want to give a positive praise to Mr. Cochran because I was having a really bad day on the phone, or I was having a really bad day, and he saw it, and he came over, and he said a couple of really nice things to me that made me realize that it's not that big of a deal. So I want to give you positive praise today, Casey Cochran, for making me realize that it's really not that bad. So passing that positivity on that's been the birth of this company. That is when people are like, man, I get people to call me from time to time and they'll say, hey, are you hiring? I'm like, no, not really. I'm like, well, he's like, well, you know, I wanted to kind of get into this industry, but I don't know where to start. How'd you get into it? How much money did it cost? I'm like, look, it's you know, nothing really works like that in most cases. I was like, this worked for me because I had that attitude. I wasn't looking for somebody else to make it happen for me. I wasn't trying to piggyback on somebody. It's okay to do that, but you got to have value. You got to bring value. If I'm going to call you and say, hey, you got an awesome YouTube channel. Can I help you? Can I help you make your channel better? I imagine the first fucking question would be like, well, what value are you going to bring? I know what value I got. I've got the business. I've got the YouTube channel. I've got everything. What are you bringing me? So when you think about it like that, man, my nose won't stop running. Maybe I'm getting a little cold here. And it's not to be rude or anything, but I would put it back on him. I'd say, hey, come up with a game plan. How can you help us excel? Come up with an idea. Come up with something that we're not doing yet. You know, maybe you can tap into a group. Maybe you have an attorney network you're part of. Bring value to the company, then yeah, boom. We've got something. We've got some synergy to work with now. This is attitude required. This is thinking outside of the box required type of a job. And not even a job, a type of a life. I only want to be around people that are thinkers. Thinkers. And sometimes it gets like, I will literally break people sometimes on accident because I don't stop. I get going and we're like talking, like, what about this? And like, oh, my head hurts. Stop. I need to go watch a football game. And that's why I've never really been into sports. It's never been my thing. You know, my whole thing is now I like playing sports. I like things that make me think. Manual laborious jobs. I hate them, not because I'm afraid of hard work or don't want to get blisters, because it usually, unless it's, you know, like you're like a machinist or something, but as a kid, a lot of the jobs that I had were just kind of manual labor, time intensive. You really didn't have to think about anything. It was just repeat. And my days would go by so slow that it was like going to school for me. I hated it that much that I would just quit my job or get fired. Once I started getting into different areas of work related to being creative and critical thinking, that's when I found what I was really good at. And the problem was I found that at an early age, but I also learned how to become very manipulative and, you know, kind of, you know, a scam artist basically. So I would use the right thought process to like come up with these ideas, but instead of coming up with good ideas, I was coming up with ideas that were only going to benefit me and end up ruining other people in the process. And owning that later on in life, that was a very hard wall to hit, because, you know, nobody likes to admit the things that they did wrong. But yeah, so redefining and redeveloping myself. Different times. Jet skiing, guys. Jet skiing is a lot of fun. We go jet skiing. Casey's been on jet skiing with us a couple times. We like to go jet skiing, take out the 2 jet skis, go have a blast, zip around in the ocean. It's probably Shelly's favorite thing to do is jet ski. Look at her. Look at her getting down on the jet ski. She's like a pro, man. Shelly, the pro on the jet ski. I don't even know if I have any pictures of me on the jet ski. I'm usually the one taking the photos. There's us, another little, I don't know where we're at. Some lunch that might be, I don't know. Where's that at, Casey? That could be Kona Cafe. That could be, that might be Ryan's place too. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a jet ski picture, Dan. What sort of randomly positive things can you do, Magic Mike? More sitting out by the water. I think that was like banana boat or something. It's just you got to enjoy your life, work hard, and get some scooters. Scooters are a blast. Those are our little, we bought these little matching, his and hers. I mean, I guess they're both neutral colors, but Shelly's got the teal one. I got the white one. I like to throw my GoPro on there and zipping around like a nerd. I don't go anywhere crazy with it. We stay pretty much on like A1A, kind of trolling up by the ocean. We take it out for dinner. I like to go ride around in the morning, get my coffee on it when it's nice and cool. But scooters are fun, man. I'm telling you, I'm finally living a life that I get to enjoy. Oh, there's Casey. Casey's in the background. Casey, you're on. Casey was driving the boat that day. It's Casey and his beautiful fiance. That's Shelly cheesing up in the corner over there. That's my other good friend Paul and his lovely lady. And then you guys all know that ugly guy in the front taking the pictures, of course. That's all I do, take a lot of photos. But this was 4th of July, I believe. We took the boat out 4th of July. We went out and zipped around. We went out and ate some food. And then there wasn't really any fireworks shows going on because of COVID. But we came back, and off the balcony, we could pretty much see the fireworks shows in Delray and Lake Worth and Boynton. And then it started crazy storms with crazy lightning. And it was like the crazy bolts of lightning with the fireworks at the same time. It's kind of magical. It was a little bit magical. It's twinkle in the star that night. But yeah, look, when you surround yourself with the right kind of people, and I'm blessed to have some amazing friends in my life. Some people you never know you're going to be friends with. Some people, like me and Casey, met. We just worked together. Me and Casey were even business partners way back when, and we never hung out. You know, we were two different worlds at that point. We've only become close over the last, since I've been home in Florida. I mean, over the last year, we've become much closer and really feeding off of each other. And he's like, it's my bromance right there. Yeah. This is my yellow goggles. Just chilling on the boat, guys. Just having, beautiful days, enjoying the things that all of you can enjoy again too. And again, we're coming right back to the whole point of this is do not allow whatever it is you're going through right now. Don't allow it to break you. Motivate. And take pictures of everything. Oh, Casey blew me a kiss. I saw that. Thanks, baby. And spend time with the people you love. If you got an amazing girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever you got, I don't know, partner in crime, whatever it is. If you got an awesome side chick, I don't know what you guys are going on out there, but the people that you love, you got to go and give them gratitude and respect and let them know it, because days like this was a very sad day, guys. This was probably one of the saddest days that I can remember. This was the day that Shelly was self-surrendering to Colman. This was a couple of weeks before I went. I drove her up there and took her to a little bar that we found in Colman, Florida, a little dive bar in the middle of the day. And I think she downed 3 vodka and sodas to prep herself. I kind of drank 1 beer. Wasn't really in the mood to drink at all, but I had to drink with her because it was her last drink. Honestly, we thought, both of us, we didn't say it at that point, but both of us thought this might be the last time that we ever see each other. We didn't know if we were going to survive this, what we went through together. She had a short sentence of 13 months. My sentence was 42 months, which means, she was only doing 8 months on her 13. And we know now I only did 13 months, but at the time there was no knowing that I was going to do 13 months. We thought it was going to be much closer to 3.5 years of how much time I was actually going to serve. And that's a lot of time. Maybe not for some people, but the unknown of are we going to last through this? Like what's going to come of this? There is no plan. There is no escape route. So we had to deal with it as it was. But yeah, here we are, 6 years later, still kicking. She's in there probably going, is he done yet? You should really go to Disney World. It's all about positivity. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I do the Disney thing. I haven't been in a while. And with COVID and everything right now, I'm just not a fan of this COVID crap. You know what I mean? I don't like masking up everywhere I go. And I know there you have to wear a mask, and it's hot in Disney. So when it gets a little cooler outside, Bonnie, then yeah, I'll take a trip to Disney with the GoPro so I can have proof I was there. There's a little breakfast. That was just the other day. The waitress thought it'd be funny to give me that coffee cup. The waitress intentionally gave me that coffee cup. I think I probably shared this picture with everybody that day. Girl boss, which I thought was hilarious. But that's the kind of attitudes I like. She was a very cool waitress. And I liked the vibe. I liked her energy. And best coffee. Kona Cafe has got some amazing Hawaiian coffee. So yeah, Dan the grill boss. My boys passed out sleeping. I think we're probably to the tail end of these photos now. Yep, back to the beginning. So that's it. That's what I got for you guys. All that. Just like that. Talking to Casey, not Casey in the room, but Casey, my client who self-surrendered today. That's where he self-surrendered. He self-surrendered to Colman today at 2:00. I spoke to him on the phone. He actually started, he's been there for a couple of days. He was so paranoid about not getting there in time. So he he rented a car, drove to Lake Pennsyl, what do you call it? The area Colman's in. I forgot the little sub-city of it. But self-surrendered today. It's like, God, it's so weird. You're on the same day that I self-surrendered, which to me, I see these things as like, oh, that must mean something, right? It means I definitely need to make a video today. I probably wouldn't have made the video today if Casey hadn't self-surrendered, and I wouldn't have shared all this really awkwardly positive, what I see as positivity with all of you. So Casey, when you come home, thank you when you watch this video. And Casey's mom, I know I sent you a link to this video, so hopefully you're watching it. I know you're stressed. I know you're extremely worried about your son. You probably haven't heard from him just yet. Ocala, thank you, Kevin. You probably haven't heard from him just yet. He's going to go through the quarantine phase. I know he brought some money with him. He's got some money on his books. And tomorrow I'll call you and I'll help you put money on his books through Western Union, because I know you're having some problems with that. But, it's life is quick. Life is short. It's full of lefts and right turns and ups and downs and highs and lows and sadness and happiness. It's full of all of these things. And we really have to try as individuals we know all of the abstract negative things are going to be there floating around. So we have to do what we can to be really grateful in the here and the now and be present with what we have. Be conscious of what you want. Be mindful of what you want. Don't be mindless when you do it. Do it with a game plan. If you want something new and you want something nice and you want something better for yourself, it's fucking okay. You should never feel guilty for wanting something nice. You should never go, I don't deserve that. You know if you deserve it or not. And if it's fly by night and you haven't built anything steady yet and there's no stability, then yeah, you're not ready yet. And that's okay. And identifying that is a key indicator. If I had a flow chart right now, that would be the big fucking key indicator to say you're going to make it. Because when you can identify that you're not ready for something, when you're not ready, when you can say, I'm not ready to get into the ring with that guy just yet, he's probably going to put a whooping on me. When you can eat that humble pie and calm down, you will succeed, because that you're so mindful of your surroundings and your situation that you are going to put in the work and the effort to do what it takes to get there. So when you are there, you're going to appreciate it that much more. Nothing is better than something earned, Don't get me wrong. I wish I was a trust fund baby. I wish I was. I have one friend that is, and I don't hate on him at all. Well, maybe a little bit jealousy. Matt, not saying no names, Matt, but Matt is a hell of a fucking dude, and will give you the shirt off of his back. Doesn't take it for granted at all. He has grown into his own, and some people got that, some people don't. And some of us aren't blessed with having that, and I'm sure there's plenty of bullshit cons that come with that too. People always saying that, oh, you just got this because, so it's got the other side. You got to think about that too. But enough rambling, Dan. That's all I got for you guys tonight. If you're getting ready to self-surrender, remember, guys, you can book a consultation with me. Consultations are free. Get yourself the DIY video. There's a link in the description of this video as well. You can go watch the DIY video if you decide you want the tools and you want to actually purchase the DIY stuff for the templates and the how to do it yourself and all of the tools that Jenny helped me build on that. There's a link in there for $49.95. $49.95, but wait, there's more. All right, I'm going to ride out on my high. I'm going to go see what Shelly's doing, and I'll check in with you guys in a couple days. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Be safe. Casey, appreciate you joining me tonight. Kyle, I know you're dying to do a video with me, and I promise it's coming, my man. Just, trying to stay above water right now. Above COVID weather. All right, guys. I don't even know how to stop the stream. I think I just hit end stream. Peace. Love you guys. See you soon. Art Up Dan, Federal Prison Type Consulting. People helping people. Communities method. One day at a time.